Hi, welcome to Transformation Tuesday. I'm Coach Shannon and I'd like to welcome you to our video series around making transformations in your life. Each week I'll be posting a video that will go through each step of the transformation process. So whether you're wanting to make a major transformation in your life or just a small change in your life, these steps can apply, and it's something that you can easily do at home. So last week we talked about the very first step, which was getting our minds right and getting ready to go down this journey. And we talked about the concept of how our actions are driven by our feelings. So how we feel about something determines how we behave towards that thing. And our feelings are driven by our thoughts. So what we tell ourselves about that thing determines how we behave towards that thing. So if you want to make a change in your actions, you've got to go all the way back to the beginning to really focus on changing your beliefs and your mindset. So I challenge you to go through an exercise that gives you an opportunity to gain some perspective by looking outward and around you, to put yourself in the right mindset to be able to take the next step together today. I asked you to focus around an exercise around gratitude and getting some perspective and writing down the things that you're thankful for, or that you're grateful for, that are going well in your life. So my hope is that you've come to today's session with a list of all of the different blessings that you have in your life, and you're feeling pretty good and very positive about what's to come. So we're going to take that mindset, we're going to shift that inward to really focus around who we are as individuals and what we believe. So today we're going to be talking about values. So values are the things that you believe are important, and they guide the way that you live and behave. They guide your decisions. They're basically your moral compass that tells you, what path you want to take down life. They determine what you spend time on. They may guide some major decisions around what job you take, or what company you want to join. Whatever it may be, values are very important. So it's really, really important before you go through a transformation to understand what truly drives you and what's really important to you. What we know is that when we are doing things that align with our values, life is really good. We're happy, we're fulfilled, we're content, and we're satisfied. But if there's an incongruence in that equation, if what we're doing does not align with our values or works against our values, it is the cause of huge sources of discontentment and unhappiness. So it's really important to know what we want so that we can focus on what we want. So I'm going to take you through an exercise today and give you some homework to focus around how you build your core values. So the first thing I'd like for you to do is think about a time when you were happiest in your life. Think of a time when you were proud or you felt fulfilled. What was it that you were doing? What was contributing to those feelings? And I'd like you to try to come up with both personal examples as well as examples that you may have had in a career setting, because it's important that we focus on the whole self, not just our work self or our home self. So think about those times and think about the words that come to mind when you felt the happiest. So perhaps some of the words that you have on your list are things like honesty or integrity or doing the right thing because it felt good to do what you thought was the right thing to do. Perhaps it's community or philanthropy or giving back because you had a higher sense of purpose when you were able to give back to somebody who could not do for themselves. Perhaps it's faith-based. Perhaps you're on your list is something around your belief in a higher power or a higher purpose that's driving our lives. Perhaps it's an act of kindness, doing something for somebody without the expectation of any type of reciprocity, or accountability and following through on the same things that you say you're going to do. Whatever words come up on your list, those are the words I want you to jot down. Hopefully you've got, a good 15 to 20 words on your list. And what we're going to do is go through the process of prioritizing those down to 10. I know it's hard because I'm sure that there isn't a single word on that list that is bad or that you wouldn't want to live by. And that's not what I'm asking you to do, but I'm asking you to take a look at those words and come up with the 10 best words that you believe describe what you believe. These are the words that you want people to describe you. These are the legacies that you want to leave behind. When people say things about you, you want them to use these words. Those are the words that we're going to try to boil it down to. And what I'd like for you to do is take each word and compare it side by side and say, okay, these are the 2 words that I have. If I had to choose one, which one would I choose? And that one goes up to the top of the list. And then you compare that to the next word. And whatever word comes out goes up to the top of the list, and so on and so forth until you get it down to your 10 best words. How do you know if you've got the right 10 best words? How do you know that you've nailed this exercise? Well, there's a couple of really important questions you can ask yourself. So the first question is, if all 10 of these things were present in my life today, if I were doing all 10 of these things, would I be happy? Would I feel fulfilled? Would I be proud? Are these the words that I would want to give somebody to describe me? Were these the types of things that I want people to say about me when I'm gone? The second question you can ask is, if I had to make an unpopular decision, but it was based on these values, would I still support that? And if your answer to that question is yes, then you've nailed the exercise. If it's no, or if it's maybe, then go back through and take out the word that's causing you, the questions in your mind. But values are, again, things that we're going to use to drive our decisions. And so they have to drive our decisions both in good times and bad. And sometimes there's going to be a point in time where we're going to make a decision that's going to be unpopular, but it's aligned with our values and it's important to us, and we have to be able to feel good about that. So with that, I'll challenge you to do that this week. And next week when we get together, we're going to talk about what we do with those 10 values in the next step of our journey. Have a great week.